Good evening. It is 9:33 in the PM on Monday. Let's see if that makes a little difference. And I have to whine. I had to leave kickboxing early today. Okay, well, let's start with this. I got up this morning and my neck is still killing me, okay? So I caved and I called the walk-in clinic, which I totally forgot is not a walk-in clinic because of the Rona. You have to call and make an appointment. That was fine. They asked me some questions and whatever the hell, and they were able to get me in. So I went in for like 9:30 this morning. I was fine. They are really awesome over there. They really are. And the nurse told me, one, they were confused because my blood pressure and my heart rate was up. And originally they were kind of concerned with that, plus where my swelling is. They weren't concerned when I described it over the phone, but when I showed her in person where it is, it's right along my jawline here. And they said, well, with that, plus your heart rate, your blood pressure, all that shit, and where the swelling is, that's right around your carotid. You're too young to be worried about a heart attack, and we don't want to scare you, but I was like, no. Out of breath from kickboxing. Hang on. I was like, no. I said, my blood pressure and my heart rate is because I'm here. I do not like being here. I don't like going to doctor's offices, walk-in clinics, hospitals especially. Even dentist's office. Now, I love going to the dentist. If I know I'm just going for like a teeth cleaning, I would go once a week if they'd let me. Oh my God, I love it so much. But I hate being in the office. For some reason, it just gets me going. I understand why it gets me going in doctor's offices, walking clinics, and hospitals, because people fucking die there, okay? I don't like... People are hooked up to shit. I worked in the medical field, and and my buddy and I were just talking about this tonight. He was teasing me. He's like, well, but you were a PSW. Yes, I was a worker. I was not in there for anything. I was in there to help people. Totally different scenario. I had, yeah, it's one thing to be an employee. It's another to be a patient. I'm just saying. So I said, that's why everything's a little wonky. I get a little anxious, a little panicky when I have to come into these places. I do not like being here. So I'm here to tell you, if I'm here, and especially if I've called and asked to come in, I'm having an issue. There's a problem. Something wrong. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we're just going to keep an eye. And they made me sit for, usually when I'm done, they let me leave. They're like, no, we just want you to sit for a minute. And, it's like, it's not going to go down while I'm here. I'm just saying. That plus having to wear this fucking mask. You're lucky I'm not having a full-on panic attack right now. But anyways, they said that, and I told them about the problems I've been having with my ears and everything, and I kind of figure it's sort of part and parcel with each other. And the nurse said, yeah, it can very well be. It could also be, the hell did she say? That I'm either about to come down with something, so my body's prepping to fight, or I am fighting something. And I was like, yeah, well, the problem with my ear, my ear's draining, your glands are right in here. I can't touch it. The glands are right in here. It makes sense. She said, or your salivatory glands are clogged. And I was like, ew. We don't like the sound of that at all. I said, look, And she said, do like a heat and cold compress, whichever one feels better, do. I tend to alternate between the two because they both drive me nuts after a while. You know, take some ibuprofen, take some Tylenol if you need it in between so as to not overload on the ibuprofen. It's like, yeah, I know all this. That's great. I said, now, if it's a clogged salivatory gland, is there something that I can do at home to alleviate that? Because I don't like taking prescriptions. I don't like taking anything. I don't even like taking my multivitamin. Like, lucky I remember. The only reason I remember to take my multivitamin is because I give Monkey one every morning. So when I go to get his ready, I get mine ready. On the weekends when he's not home, I don't take my multivitamin because, well, oh. I don't have to set the example when he's not home, so. Oh, that hot coffee feels good. Oh, I could just put this right on my neck. Oh my God. So anyways, they said, well, what you can do is suck on like a sour candy or like a really sour sucker and just suck on that. And the sour, it has to be sour, not a sweet. It has to be sour. Will get your salivatory glands going. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. I was like, okay, well, we can do that. I hate candy. I hate suckers. I hate all that shit. Nope. I am a chips, chocolate, ice cream, and occasionally popcorn kind of girl. Okay, that's my jam. That's my shit. Candy, not so much. But if it alleviates this shit, and I don't have to take a prescription, one, I don't have drug coverage, and two, just if I can avoid it, why wouldn't you? Cool. I'll go out and buy some sour suckers. Awesome. And suckers are cheaper. So I may go do that tomorrow. I didn't have time today. But flash forward to going to kickboxing tonight. I'm super stoked because I missed it Friday because I was unbelievably just stupid exhausted Friday. So I was so stoked. And I was actually feeling pretty good. Like it was sore. It's been sore all day. It's been sore for 3 days now. But as long as I don't touch it, and I'm not, stretching my neck around all willy-nilly, like I'm not headbanging or something, we good. So, get to kickboxing, and I'm all excited, and, we're going through our drills and stuff, and, man, my neck just started throbbing. Like, oh my God. And so I think we were about halfway through we were just starting our third drill. And I had to sit down. I had to take a knee. I went and sat down, and I'm kind of trying to and I'm working it like a muscle, which is stupid because I'm aggravating it. But that's what I'm used to. Is like you pull a muscle, you get a Charlie horse or something, you take a knee, you work it out a little bit, get the blood flowing, and fucking carry on, right? So this is what I'm kind of doing, right? I'm like, it's getting worse, and it's getting worse, and it's getting worse. And finally my instructor says, like, are you okay? I was like, no, I have a swollen gland, and it's starting to get irritated. I'm just going to take a knee for a minute. Like, I'm just going to take a knee for a minute. He's like, yep, do you. I'm so high maintenance. He's got to be sick to death of me. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm, kind of trying to just very gently kind of move my neck around and just, and I'm starting to, slowly starting to realize, like, you fucking dumbass. It's not a muscle. Like, it's, what you need is ibuprofen. It's swollen. So I thought, okay, well, I'll go into my purse because I've always got Tylenol or ibuprofen, usually both, in my purse, in case my back acts up at work or my hip does something stupid and I need to, handle that shit immediately. I try really hard not to take it, but if it gets me through the day, okay, fine. So I go to the bleachers, and I'm going through my purse, and I'm going through my little hidey spot where I keep my ibuprofen and my Tylenol, and both bottles are empty. I'm like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck. What I did find was a lemon candy that my coworker had given me in my purse, and I thought, okay, well, let's just give this a quick gander, right? Pops that in, and, you know, I'm sucking away on this stupid, fuck, that's so stupid. Candies are so fucking stupid. Sucking away on this candy. You know what's making it feel better is this hot coffee. We're gonna go home and put some heat on this bitch. And, yeah, and I'm starting to get frustrated, and I feel stupid, and I don't want to be sitting around because I don't want people, like, taking notice. And I have a thing where I don't want you to notice me, okay? I really don't. When I'm out doing shit, well, when I'm existing, okay, I generally speaking, I don't particularly want to be noticed. When I want to be noticed, I will let you know. Fucking notice me, okay? So I started feeling a little self-conscious and kind of stupid, and it just, you know, and then I start to spiral, and it's like, I am the most high-maintenance motherfucker. I hate it. Oh my God, I hate it so much. So I just very quietly started, you know, I put my jogging pants back on, I've got my boots on, threw my coat on, grabbed my gloves, grabbed my water, or my Gatorade, packed everything up, and I just very quietly left, right? I'm all stuffed up. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go get a coffee. The hot coffee might help. It is help. I feel so good. I might be getting another one. You know, get a hot coffee and do a video, and then go home and take my ibuprofen. And I'm going to alternate some cold and some heat. Hopefully that'll help me sleep tonight, because I slept like ass last night. But fucking what a piss off. I was so excited. Like, fucking let's do this. And we got to do, like, we got to attack the pads today. Oh my God, it was fucking awesome. But again, the whole punching motion, we got to do elbows. Like, I'm not really good at the elbowing thing. I love to punch. I love to hit shit. Elbows just feel weird. It was one of those, like, you had your, like, this ginormous pad on the ground, and you had to straddle it and just, like, fucking beat the shit out of it for, I don't know, it was like 5 minutes or something like that, in the way that he tells you to do it. So first you're just kind of throwing hands, and then he wanted you to do elbows, and then he wanted you to do, like, combination, just mix it up, right? And just go hard and pound the shit out of that thing for like 5 minutes for 3 rounds, right? Well, as I'm going, and I was stoked, like I said, I love to hit shit. So get down on the ground, and I've got my mat, and got my gloves on, and ready to fucking do, like, let's break in these new gloves, right? Yeah. I got about halfway through my second round, so by the time I got to throwing elbows, and that's when it started to kind of really throb. I was like, fuck no. And then as I'm leaving, they're starting to do their cool down. Like, I basically made it through the majority of the class, but fuck. And they were doing core work. I'm like, motherfucker, why is it every time that I can't come, or in this case where I have to fucking leave, you're doing core work? Like, really? Fuck me. Fuck, I was so mad. But at the same time, the core work, at some point when you start to get tired, at least me, I start to use, like, my neck, which is not good form, but it happens. And I knew damn right well I'd be fucking my shit up. So, and then I'd probably miss Wednesday. And I think we're doing Wednesday, Thursday this week. So 2 days in a row. So, so disappointed. So disappointed. Because I love that class so fucking much. Oh my God, I love that class. Like, I know that there's a lot that I physically can't do. And I'm hoping that over time, especially if I can get, I've got to do some Googling. I want to look into those tension bands that you can put around your legs. I think you can use those, and they come in like 3 or 4 different strengths. But they're hoops. They're elastic bands. They're for exercising. And you can put them pretty much anywhere. You can put them around your knee, like around your knees. You can put them low around the ankles. You can put them higher up on your legs. And you do like walking squats. I don't know what you'd actually call them, but you know, going to the side, going to the left. Well, I guess to the left. And I think that would work. I would imagine that would work the hips. But I need to find exercises to work my hips, because I would like to, for the most part, be able to do what the rest of the class is doing. Right now, I just can't. I just can't. I'll try and find other things that will have a similar effect, but when it comes to the jumping around and all that fucking shit, like I just can't. I cannot. So, and it gives me something to do at home when there's nothing going on in the evening, on the days in between. So, like, I have a Bowflex at my house. I went out last summer. I found a guy, well, one of my mom's good friends. Well, I guess she's a friend of mine too. She's a real sweetheart. I've known her for years. She's not like a friend that, you know, like I get together for coffee or whatever for, but I know her through my mom, and she's just the sweetest thing on the planet. And she had messaged me, I believe it was her that messaged me, because I'd put a post out on Facebook about wanting to get back to the gym and weight training and all that shit. But with the way things were last year, I'm not about to put money into a fucking gym membership to have the motherfucker close. So, nope. I did that with a tanning bed, and they closed down. They closed their business and took the $100 that I had in my account. I was fucking pissed. God damn it. Shady Dickens. So, she had messaged me on Facebook and said, you know, that there was an ad on Indeed from a guy in this town, selling a Bowflex for, I want to say he was selling it for like $500. I'm pretty sure the original sale price was $500. And I talked him down to like $3. I was like, look, I'm just a little girl. I'm just a little single mom trying to get back into shape because my kids fucked my shit up. You know, and it's COVID times and I can't get to the gym, and, you know, because, well, no, I guess when COVID, no, I hadn't been to the gym in a good long while, but I was doing little things at home. Especially once COVID hit, because there was nothing else to fucking do. But I wanted this Bowflex. I wanted this Bowflex. So you can do, I mean, resistance training is the shit. Okay, I fucking love it. And I remember Monkey's dad, years ago, bought a Bowflex and had it down in my basement. I remember it because I said to him when he was going to do it, like, are you out of your goddamn mind? Our basement is not that high. Like, my basement, I can stand up straight in my basement. I am barely 5'3", okay? If you're any taller than 5'3", like max 5'3", I'm just under 5'3". If you're any taller than 5'3", you cannot stand up straight in my basement, okay? Bowflexes are generally quite tall. And he was like, oh, no, it's fine. So I was like, do you, my friend? But I don't think it'll fit. God damn it, that thing fit down in my basement. You could have knocked me over with a feather. And he was down there all the time working on the Bowflex. So when I started, I had a friend that was a personal trainer. And when he took me on, he had a Bowflex. He used to have me do all this free weight stuff and whatever, and I was like, my dude, can we do the Bowflex, please? I prefer resistance training. He was like, what? Resistance training is harder. And I'm like, I get that, but it's easier for me to control my speed. Like, I just feel like I have more control over what I'm doing as opposed to free weighting it. I do not like free weights. You know, I would prefer the Bowflex. So that's what we started doing. Oh, it was awesome. There's no resistance to it. Like, well, there is resistance to it. It's resistance training. But impact is what I'm saying. There's no impact to it. So working my legs, especially, working my back is another one. My hips and my back are horrible. Just horrible. And at that time, my legs were quite weak. I was a mess. I'd been off work for several years. I wasn't going for my walks like I had most of my life. Like, you know, it was the least active time of my life. It was horrible. I was in horrible physical shape. Not in the best physical shape now, but better than I was then, for sure. So I went out and I got this fucking Bowflex. Well, it don't fit in my fucking basement. This one must be bigger than the one that Monkey's dad bought, because motherfucker, it don't fit in my basement. I was not amused. Not at all. So it's still apart in my basement. I'm waiting for Boo Boo to be able to get the fuck out of my house so I can move Monkey into Boo Boo's room, and Monkey's room is where the Bowflex will live. And I will work out on that damn thing every chance I get. I fucking love me a Bowflex. Yes, sir. I was so mad. And the friend that told me about the Bowflex, right? I bought it. My buddy and I get it home. We get it down in the basement. We start to set the fucker back up. Realize it doesn't fit. I was so mad. And he's laughing at me, and I'm fucking livid. I'm cursing and swearing, and he's just sitting there going, uh-huh. This is why we measure before we buy shit. Like, but the other one would, like, I remember it. Like, I'm not crazy. I remember it. He had a Bowflex down here. He still has the Bowflex. He's got it in his house now. Fuck's sakes. Fuck. So I put a big rant on Facebook about it, and the friend that had told me about the Indeed ad was like, "Oh yeah, it'll look great there. You can yeah, fuck, it'll hold all your clothes and all your boxes, and she'll be a great place to store shit." Fuck you, bitch. As soon as I can get it set up in a room, it's getting used. I will use that thing until the cords snap. God damn it. My friend and I were talking tonight about, because I was saying, you know, I hate when I miss a day, because then I feel like I've dropped down a level, if that makes sense. Like my body's missed out. I said, you know, it's such a pain in the ass to get to a workout, but once you get there and you do it, afterwards, you feel like King Kong on cocaine. Like, it's fabulous. And she goes, I know, right? She's like, I get home from from kickboxing, and her husband, they sit and talk with my husband for a little bit, maybe watch a bit of a show or something. She said, and then he's off to bed, so I jump in the shower, and then she feels like she needs to go to bed, so she ends up laying there, looking around. She's like wide awake. I was like, I know, you can't just come home from the gym or a workout class or a kickboxing class, like whatever. You can't come home from something like that, shower and go to bed. You can't. You can't. No, your adrenaline is just going. Like when I used to go to the gym, back when I had a gym membership, I would go like at least 4 times a week. I would try to do 5, but at least 4. But I was going for like, I don't know, like an hour and a half maybe? I was trying to work up to 2 hours, but I was doing like an hour and a half. And not like a circuit, right? It was like arm day, leg day, back day, shoulder day, chest day, like that, right? And every day was core day, every day. And a tiny bit of cardio, tiny, like 10 or 15 minutes tops, like cardio. Usually more for like a kind of a warm up to get everything flowing and whatever. Barely enough to break a sweat because we hates the fucking cardio. I figure you get enough cardio doing your workout, so it's fine. This is what happens when I do cardio. I can't stop coughing. God damn it. So, yeah. I would do that for like an hour and a half, and then I wasn't driving then, so I'd bus there, bus back and then walk home from my bus stop. Go home, fucking power clean the house, do my yard work. It was like when I say you feel like King Kong on cocaine, I shit you not. Like, whoa. And then depending upon whatever time I was done, whatever shit I was doing, I'd either pass out, have a good half an hour power nap, and then carry on with, making dinner and all that kind of shit, and then my nightly cleanup. Or I would just power on right through, but again, and then have my shower like around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and pass the fuck out by midnight, which is good for me because I don't usually pass out until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, it was awesome. So as much as I, when you're first starting out and you're like, I can go to the gym, when you do it and you're done and you get, it's like, oh yeah, zing. The adrenaline rush is fantastic. And we were doing partners of 3 for those rounds of like getting down on the ground and like punching the crap out of these mats. We were doing that in groups of 3 because it was like, that was like a circuit. So there was the one where you got down on the ground and you beat up the mat. There was another one which was pretty much footwork, and then what do they call that shit? Burpees? I don't do that shit. I don't care. I'll do a squat or something. Fucking doing a burpee. Get out of here. And what was the other one? Then the other one was hitting the bag. So you were doing like punching and kicking combos, right? So when he says, I want you down on the ground, he says, I want you to, straddle the mat, and he said, I want you to beat the living shit out of it for 5 minutes. I was like, oh, really? I got so happy. My friend and the other girl that partnered with us was like, oh my God. Jen's in heaven. I was like, oh fuck, you have no idea. You have no idea. Oh my God. Shit, yes. But I'm here to tell you, our other partner, she went in when we were doing elbows. Fuck, she went in. Oh my God. I was like, I love you. I love you so much right now. I can't go in with elbows like that. It just, I don't know. The elbow feels weird to me. I'm gonna have to play with that and get used to it, I guess. I've never done much with elbows, but yeah, it felt really weird. But it was a good time. I was so fucking happy. I was like, I'm gonna get to hit shit. He's like, my instructor's so funny. He's like, we did this exercise in a class once. Well, I guess they do it all the time, but this one particular time. And he said, you know, do your 5 punches and then do an elbow, right? And then you switch hands, do the same thing, 5 punches, do an elbow. And the second drill was like pretty much all elbows, right? There was no punching, it was all elbows. When they got to the all elbows, the second round, he said this girl went in like she was some pissed. She was going, and she said she was screaming at the mat, pay your fucking child support, you useless mother. Just fucking going. And I just about died. I was like, yep, been there. I know how she feels. Not Monkey's dad. Monkey's dad is fantastic. Boo Boo's dad was an issue. He did not want to play ball. Oh, fuck. The visual, it was fantastic. I was like, oh my God. That story makes me so happy. We are most definitely buying another coffee. Oh my God, that feels so good. It just, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels so good. Yeah, we're gonna have to buy another coffee. Anyhow, we are at the 30 odd minute mark, so I'm gonna boot. I've been sitting here with my car running. Who can afford that kind of gas? Yeah, I'm gonna go back in line and grab another coffee and go home and do my nightly tidy up. Actually, I might do more than my usual nightly tidy up because I didn't clean nothing today. Oh, I skinned my knuckle. Must mean I went in hard. Poor Matt. That's funny. Anyhow, I'm gonna boot. So, yes, thank you for listening to my whine. Anybody who happens to be watching. I don't think I was really whining. But anyways, have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Whenever you happen to be watching this. Take care of yourself. And we'll talk later.